War crimes and Minecraft don't seem to be two things that really mix together. For starters, Minecraft is a lighthearted sandbox game where you can let your imagination run wild, and the world is your oyster. You can build a house, build a farm, kill 3 eldritch beasts that haunt the planes of existence, make a nice little flower circle, or honestly whatever your heart desires. However, I've seen your villager trading halls, and let's just say they're not really up to Geneva Convention standards. So I mean, why go to jail for a few war crimes when you could go to jail for committing the most crimes possible in Minecraft? Well, now the question is, how do you commit the most war crimes possible in Minecraft? In this video, I'm going to describe the possible war crimes you can commit in Minecraft and then share with you an amazing step-by-step plan on how to commit all of those crimes. So make sure to stay till the end of the video for that. But first we've got to lay out some ground rules, assumptions, and prerequisites. Number 1, you do not talk about wrong rules. Number 1, anything humanoid is assumed to be war crimeable. Is that a real word? Ah, dang it! Essentially, villagers and pillagers are valid subjects for heinous crimes. Number 2, every settlement is its own separate ethnic, national, racial, or religious group. This is to ensure that there is absolutely no confusion on accidentally double-dipping on war crimes. Since some war crimes deal with attacks towards groups of people, this assumption separates these groups and allows the crimes to be carried out to each settlement and each count towards the total. Number 3, you are at war with every single pillager and villager group. This is because it's kind of hard to say that you're committing war crimes if there's no war. This is done one of two ways. First, you could have drafted a nice lovely declaration of war and sent it to each settlement, or you said or did something so heinous that every single villager and pillager group decided to declare war on you. Yes, you. As someone who has taken a history class, it's really hard to get multiple different groups of people to agree on one thing collectively. Cough, cough, Europe, cough, cough. So even though it is a bit more work, I suggest you go with the first one. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. This is how to commit the most war crimes in Minecraft. To begin, let's meet the victims. A Minecraft world is 60 million by 60 million blocks, and with each block being a meter wide, this makes a Minecraft world 5 times the diameter of the Earth. So if that doesn't put into scale the just massiveness of a Minecraft world, I don't know what will, but just in case, I put a banana right here for reference. In this world, Minecraft villages spawn on average once per every 1,000 blocks, and pillager outposts spawn on the low end once per every 2,000 blocks, which means in a Minecraft world there are about 3.6 billion villages and roughly 1.8 billion pillager outposts, so about 5.4 billion settlements in total, and you are going to destroy them all. Which brings us to the war crimes. The UN has published a list of punishable war crimes in a document titled the Rome Statute of International Criminal Court. Personally, that is a really long name, so I refer to it as, instead, my bucket list. In my bucket list, there are 6 groups of war crimes, and since villagers, pillagers, and Steve don't have established nations, our war crime list is limited to these groupings, which entails a list of about 30 war crimes. We then can narrow them down further, removing crimes that would be absolutely impossible to commit in vanilla Minecraft, like these ones. These leaves 15 crimes that are able to be committed for villages, and 7 crimes that can be committed for pillager outposts. The reason for this difference is the fact that villagers are technically civilians. I mean, have you looked at them? They physically cannot fight back. They just have their arms and their sleeves the entire time. And since some war crimes only deal with civilians and kind of exclude militia, they are only applicable to villages instead of pillagers, because pillagers are their own form of militia because they're able to fight back. This is going to be an important tool for later. The 15 war crimes committable for each village are these, which can most efficiently be taken care of if you use poison splash, potions, and arrows, destroy a church, attack and kidnap random villagers, and then pillage and destroy the village with absolutely no mercy. Similarly, the 7 war crimes committable for each pillager outpost are these, which can be most efficiently taken care of if you use poison splash, potion, arrows, destroy any building, attack and kidnap random pillagers, and then pillage and destroy the outposts with no mercy. Which, after some very basic math, brings a total war crime amount to 66.6 billion crimes, which is an absolutely absurd amount. If you committed on average a war crime every second, it would take you 2,112 years to commit all 66.6 billion war crimes, which in order to have finished today, you would have needed to start playing Minecraft non-stop when Julius Caesar was 12 years old. Peasant boy, what are you doing? I'm just playing Minecraft. You want to see? I'm just torturing these villagers. I have an idea. I know we kind of just went on for a little bit talking about how 66.6 billion war crimes seems like a lot, but actually if you think about it, in a game where you are essentially omniscient, omnipotent, and omnivorous, that is far too low, so it's time to up the stakes. While war crimes are the most famous type of crime detailed in my bucket list, there are 3 more that are often overlooked. Let me introduce you to the 3 overlooked siblings of war crimes. They are crimes against humanity, crimes of genocide, and crimes of aggression. Which once you say these 3 out loud, it kind of makes sense why people group war crimes in its own kind of bubble. I mean, there is a clear pattern, and then war crimes comes and messes it up. Crimes against humanity, crimes of genocide, crimes of aggression, war crimes. How hard is it to keep a simple phonetic theme? I mean, the UN, come on. Sorry. Crimes against humanity and crimes of genocide are pretty straightforward. Crimes against humanity are crimes that are so bad that if you started doing them to random villages in your Minecraft world, your FBI agent would probably sit there and say, yeah, I'm definitely a sociopath. I should probably call it in. But nah. And crimes of genocide are just as the name suggests, any crime relating to the destruction of a group of people. However, crimes of aggression, on the other hand, are a little bit more interesting. I feel like the UN got mad at a country for doing something pretty normal in times of conflict, like setting up a naval blockade, and decided to ban it forever. It's like when your elementary school teacher bans your class from saying brain-rotted phrases like MLG or 360 no-scope just because it annoyed them. So now the question is, how do you commit the most crimes in Minecraft? Out of the 3 new groupings of crimes, there are 4 crimes of aggression that apply to villagers and pillagers, which are achieved by first changing your name to Kyle and gulping down a monster energy drink, and then luring zombies and skeletons to the settlement, bombarding them with any sort of weapon you can find, specifically targeting the iron golems in the village because you need to get rid of the militia, and then after that it doesn't really matter who you attack, so knock yourself out and go crazy. This would up our crime total from 66.2 billion crimes to 88.2 billion crimes, with a new addition of 21.6 billion crimes. Now, for the crimes of genocide, there are 5 crimes that are pretty self-explanatory and easy to achieve in each settlement, with the exception of this one, because pillagers can't have kids, which means they never get to enjoy the joys of parenting, such as gaslighting their kids about very stupid issues, or being anxiously vigilant about getting Christmas present wrapping paper into the trash as soon as possible. This is going to up our war crime count from 88.2 billion crimes to 113.4 billion crimes, with a new addition of 25.2 billion crimes. And lastly, for crimes against humanity, there are 11 crimes that are possible in Minecraft. However, that only applies to civilians, so these are only applicable to villages. And if you look at these lists of crimes, it basically just describes the steps on how to create a villager trading hall. So make sure to keep that in mind next time you see someone or yourself making a trading hall. Just comment on their video, "This is all against the UN Convention." But just to be sure, to hit all your bases, you'll need to move the villagers, create a villager breeding farm, separate them, so get rid of those stupid nitwits, zombify and cure them, and then kill any villagers that don't give you good trades. Which brings our crime total to 151.2 billion war crimes. But here's the moment you've all been waiting for the patent-pending, step-by-step method, Caleb Tremor 10-ish steps to committing the most international crimes in Minecraft. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Step 1. Create your Minecraft world and get tools and armor so you don't die. Dying is for chumps, and if you want to commit the most crimes in Minecraft, you gotta not be a chump. Step 2. Beat the game like you normally would and create a vast collection of poison potions, TNT, arrows, and all forms of weapons. Step 3. Find your settlement. Gather up a large army of the dead by any means necessary. I mean, you could sell your soul, eat a nickel whole, play the devil in a fiddle playing competition, it honestly doesn't matter. Do whatever it takes. Step 4. Attack the settlement using TNT cannons, arrows, and poison potions, specifically targeting the iron golems if it's a village. Step 5. If you are in a village, target the church and make sure to do some damage to it. If you are in a pillager outpost, just blow up a random house. I mean, you see that little tent right there? Timmy's tent? Blow it up right now. Step 6. If you're in a village, kidnap 2 villagers and travel a substantial distance away from the village and begin your villager trading hall process. Decked out with a breeding chamber, zombification chamber, nitwit banishment chamber. Okay, now that I'm saying these things out loud, it's really messed up. But you need to commit the most war crimes in Minecraft, so forget all that. Step 7. Break all light sources. If you're in a village, destroy all the beds and ship away any baby villagers you find. To where? Honestly, anywhere your heart desires. Step 8. Attack and kill everything, leaving at least one survivor on the brink of death. Because as the wise hat man once told me, dead men tell no tale. Step 9. Repeat with every single settlement in your world, and I mean every single one. And step 10. In 7,758 years, when you finally finished, throw a party with all the immortal Hollywood stars who made deals with the devil and are still alive. If you follow these amazing 10 steps, you will have committed 151.2 billion crimes in Minecraft, which is the max amount of international crimes you can commit in Minecraft. At least it is for now. Let me know how many war crimes you've committed in the comments, and leave me any suggestions you might have for new videos. And with that, see you later.